Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Tuesday AMA. As always, my name is Leo, core developer, part of Shibadoge. If it's your first time listening, um, I have one announcement that I want to make today, but other than that, it's just going to be a community Q&A and a discussion of like general things that are going on in the crypto world. So as far as the announcement goes, our next point of focus is getting the armory out as soon as possible. So that's something that we're working on with our developers to make sure that we could get that out. Um, and yeah, I mean everything is looking good on that end. We've already seen some mock-ups of what the final product is going to look like, and it looks good. There are just some back-end coding and some back-end tweaks and stuff that we got to do before we're ready to release the armory. So everything is looking good, and just wanted to give an update on that. The next thing is a lot of people have been DMing me and asking me in here and also on Discord about the reveal. The reveal is going to happen soon. We haven't put a date out just yet. We do want to keep the items unrevealed for a little while because, well, one, it creates suspense, and two, we want to be able to time it with something pretty fun. So we'll announce an official reveal date when we're ready. But keep your eyes open in the chats for that. Also, it's April. Obviously, that is the birth month of the Burn Project. So, the team and I are all going to pretty much be talking over the next few days to try to see, what we're going to be doing for the 1 year anniversary for Burn. Like I said previously, it's not going to be as big and extravagant as what we did.
Pump it up.
Yeah, it's not going to be as big and extravagant as what we did for Shibadoge on the Shibadoge 1 year anniversary. The reason being is because we were actually planning the Shibadoge 1 year anniversary for months and months on hand, but obviously we had our hands full this time around with having the development of the dynamic NFTs and everything else that we kind of introduced in the past few weeks. So we hadn't had time to plan out what we're going to be doing for the Burn anniversary, but we'll talk about things leading up to it, and I'm pretty confident we'll come up with something fun for you guys. Burn is actually sitting at some really amazing levels in my opinion right now. Never any financial advice, so take it with a grain of salt, but it's been sitting dormant at like 4 million market cap with $1 million liquidity ratio for the past couple of weeks now. So that is, in my book, extremely healthy. The distribution is out of this world. The distribution of holders is perfect in my opinion. I don't think it could get any better. So that's something that is always good to see. Also, in other news, crypto is doing some big things. It's doing some big things at the expense of the U.S. dollar getting flooded by literally every other country in the world. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. If you look at sorry, let me mute my notifications real quick, guys. 1 second. All right, there we go. If you look at like gold, if you look at ETH, if you look at Bitcoin, I shared some charts in here earlier in the chat. Gold, Bitcoin, ETH, a bunch of other cryptos are looking like they turned bullish, right? Literally over the past week. And the US dollar index is looking bearish. What does that mean? That means that a lot of migration is going to be going over to assets that are backed by something, right? Unfortunately, the US dollar isn't backed by anything anymore. It used to be backed by gold, but when I think it was President Nixon who removed the gold standard. I could be wrong on which president it was, but I think it was Nixon who removed the gold standard. So the US dollar is pretty much worth what people say it's worth, right? It's what the world thinks it's worth. And the reason why it's been the strongest currency for 100 years is because you can only up to now, well, up to like last week, you could have only bought barrels of oil with US dollar, nothing else. No other currency in the world was allowed to be used when purchasing oil. But what we saw over the past 3 days or 4 days now is a lot of these oil producing countries, they decided that, hey, scrap that. We're not going to deal with the US dollar only anymore. We're going to start working with other currencies now because I don't know why, but well, I'm sure we can find out why. But the important thing is that they made that decision. Now, is it a good move? I don't know. It's not my field to say whether that's good or bad. But what I do know is people are going to look for some sort of value. What do I mean by that, right? So it's like if the US dollar starts declining in value, which it looks like that's probably what's going to end up happening with all of this FUD, people are going to be looking for alternative sources of value, right? I'm talking Bitcoin, I'm talking gold, I'm talking crypto. So that means that the next wave of adoption is literally around the corner. And I've been talking about this over the past like 6 months, but what we've been doing during the bear market is literally preparing for the next bull run. What do I mean by that? We've been building, we've been developing, we've been curating, we've been working on building a super strong community that's going to be very, very educated and very formal when new people are coming in. So we want to be one. Look, let's be real. A lot of the people who buy Shibadoge or buy Burn or buy a Shibadoge NFT, for a lot of people, it's their first ever crypto venture, right? And I'm honored that people are picking Shibadoge to be their first ever crypto or their first ever token that they get. A large majority of our holders, that's the case for them. And that's no accident, right? A lot of our marketing, a lot of our targeted marketing, a lot of our audience, like we want to be able to bring new people into crypto. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, right? It's actually growing this community, it's actually growing this network, and it's actually growing blockchain in a whole, Web3 in a whole. So it's very important, in my opinion, that we continue with this narrative, right? Educating people, being a super friendly place, being number one, being respectful to one another, which is in my book the most important thing. And that will translate to growth. Now, if things decide to go parabolic over the next few months as far as the crypto markets go, I think we're positioned in an extremely good spot to gain a lot of traction and gain a lot of growth. Just through what we've built so far, right? We do have some things up our sleeves of things that we want to talk about, announce, and kind of like move into in the future. But those are things those are secret weapons that we're working on in the background, right? Nothing that I want to announce or anything like that, but we are working on some heat. Just because we don't talk about it doesn't mean that there isn't like things that we talk about, things that we work on in the background, and we have bright plans for the future of our ecosystem, right? So like I said, this is all it's all a process, and you got to trust the process, right? Depending on what you're in here for. Some people who are in the community aren't even holders, but they just like hanging out and being in this community, and that's fine too. But what's important is knowing that you have a community and you have a team that actually cares, that actually has a plan, and that actually is doing everything with the best interest of the community in mind. So we've never done wrong by the community, and I think that's going to be one of the best things moving forward for new people coming in when they do their DD. Obviously, a lot of projects fell apart, right? Even Shinja fell apart in a sense. I mean, think about it. They were one of the bigger projects during even our time when we were at our all-time highs. They were killing it, and You get what I'm saying? So it's like structure is everything. Foundation is everything. And if you don't have a foundation and if you don't have a structure, you could build the tallest building in the world, but it's just going to tip over and fall. And the bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's why it's so important to take things slow, to dot your I's and cross your T's, and make sure that everything that you do is done correctly. There's no need to rush. I talked about the turtle and the hare, right? Slow and steady wins the race. And I think in Shibadoge, that's what we maintain. That's what we do. We try to keep a sense of professionalism, but we also try to, keep that sense of community in mind at the same time, right? I come in here and joke with you guys, talk to you guys in a way where, it's super friendly, and I don't always keep that professional suit and tie on, right? Which is important, right? We need to know when to be professional, and we need to know when it's time to have fun. At the end of the day, the most important thing is having fun, whether you're doing crypto or whether you're playing basketball or whatever, right? If you're having fun, then you're going to continue doing it. There's enough things in the world to stress over and stress about, but let's not bring negativity to the space with stress and stuff. Obviously, respect is the number one key to this, and I think we're in a good spot here, boys and girls. But other than that, no further announcements, right? I don't have any new announcements to share with you guys as far as updates on the project or as far as developments other than what I talked about earlier. But I am open to questions, I am open to concerns, and I am open to anything that you guys want to talk about. And feel free to unmute yourself and shoot away.
Hey, Leo, did you say anything regarding our next season of staking? I jumped in late.
No, sir. I haven't talked about that just yet. In the last AMA, I said in the next 10 to 20 days, we might have some type of announcement for you guys. So cool. That's still something that we're working on, but you should find out pretty soon.
Sounds good. No stress on it. Just curious. I'm anxious to get my stuff staked again. I'm really trying to get up to a minimum of 1 sextillion coins. So, really need to get there, guys.
Yes, sir, man. No, I know it's very important for us to get the next season out there too, because I know a lot of you guys are waiting for it. And I mean, obviously, we said it was supposed to come out in March, which, well, not that it was supposed to, but our goal was to get it out in March, and we just started April. But we're on a good pace. We're on a good track, and I mean, a few days here and there isn't going to kill anybody. But we'll get that out to you guys ASAP.
Cool. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate it. And real quick, just anyone new here listening in on this, just know this is the best community that you can be part of. The divs in this, they have never let us down. They've held honest to everything they've said they're doing. There may be a delay here and there because this is crypto space, but they do follow through with everything that they talk about that they're saying. So everyone stay positive in this and enjoy the ride. It's amazing.
That's right. It's not. Alex said it in the chat too just now. He says if there's no delay, is it even Shibadoge? That's a fact, man. We always delay everything, but we always come through, right? And the thing is, we delay stuff because we get paranoid, right? We get paranoid. We double check everything in the code, and we want to make sure everything is flawless. And there's still always, at the end of the day, one little minor thing that has to be fixed, like right before things come out anyway. So, I rather be like that, and I rather be paranoid and you delay something for a week or two and know it's the best version that it can be, or rather than release a botched product and have people complain and you lose reputation over it. So we're chilling, my friends.
I got a question.
What's up, Dwayne? How are you, bro?
Pretty good. About the 1 year burn, you're going to do an event you're talking about, maybe something halfway decent. And I was wondering, are you going to maybe give some more information about what direction the coin's going in?
We'd love to have like a full on conversation on that. Whether it happens during the anniversary or whether it happens after that, that's still up in the air. But it is guaranteed that we are going to have a discussion and talk and announcements on that. It just our plate is so full with getting everything out to you guys in the timely manner that isn't something that I have like an official time plan for just yet, but it is something that is on the agenda and it is something that needs to be addressed. But I don't know whether it'll happen during the time of the anniversary or not. But it is something that is going to happen very, very soon.
Thank you.
For sure, brother.
Someone was asking earlier on the Shibadoge NFTs. What are the benefits of holding these? Is there any way of getting tokens or anything passive income wise?
Yeah, so right now the main utility of the Shibadoge NFTs are purely cosmetic and are purely EFT related. Now, that being said, that doesn't tie us into that forever, right? There are future things and future developments that are going to be brought to the table for Shibadoge NFTs and just our dynamic NFTs in general. I always talk about the superpowers that some EFTs will have, and I always talk about the new things that will be coming out that can consistently change the game of how people interact with their NFTs. So right now, since it is a fresh drop and it is something super new to the entire space, the benefits are purely cosmetic, and actually the utility is being able to modify the look of it and customize it in a way that expresses yourself. But that's not what it's limited to. It is an upgradable smart contract. And theoretically, if we wanted to create a staking contract for it and include it into our war zones, for example, that can be done. But that's not what we're focused on with the Shibadoge NFTs. The reason why I say that is because it is an upgradable smart contract. So anything that we want to do to it moving forward in the future is possible. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how things progress with the Shibadoge NFTs and with the dynamic NFTs in general. We do have some big plans for it, but for right now, purely cosmetic and just purely customizable utility. So that's something to pretty much look out for, is what the future holds.
Sounds good. Anyone else? Just on mute and speak.
Alex is saying, he just tagged me, he says, bring up the recent DAO proposal we submitted and get some insight from the community as to why cross-chain development was so widely against for the small sample of voters. Okay, so Alex put out a DAO proposal maybe like 10 days ago, a week ago, something like that. And here, I'll link it to you guys too, just so if you guys could check it out in case you haven't seen it. But what he was saying in the proposal was, one second, there it is, forward that. Okay, there we go. So what he was saying in the proposal is he was trying to get the community's take as to what you guys think if we wanted to develop cross-chain NFTs. What does that mean? That means our NFTs would be available on multiple chains, and it would be pretty much a layer 2 solution that is built into our code, right? So we'd be on Cardano, for example, we'd be on Polygon, we'd be on Avalanche, Ethereum, BSC, whatever. I'm just throwing things out there. But the point is that things like that would be possible. Read the DAO proposal, because he kind of laid everything out in a more detailed way in the proposal. But most people who voted were against it. but there is only like 10 people or 8 votes in total. So that's really not a full gauge of the entire community at all. So yeah, I mean, I definitely want to get some insight from people, whether you want to vote on this or not. Just even in the chat, you guys could give us some insight, right, on what you guys think of this proposal. Obviously, he did state in there that it would cost a lot of money to get something like this developed and pretty much out there for you guys. But still, yeah, I mean, take a gander, take a read, and let us know what you think, because it is very innovative and it is something that can be very, very beneficial to the ecosystem.
Can you
Hey,
explain
Leo.
the benefits of it, you think?
Sorry, go ahead.
Leo,
Can I explain what?
some of the benefits of that.
Yeah, I mean, some of the benefits, like just off the top of my head, I haven't really gone into too much detail myself, but some of the benefits just off of the top of my head, looking at it from the point of view of a community member, would be that we'd have more access to more users, right? There are users that are all over different chains that are not just on ETH, for example. There are people who like Cardano, there are people who like Solana, there are people who like Avalanche or whatever. There's a whole array of different ones. So exposure is one of the top benefits. And another big thing is when mass adoption happens and we have a lot of people coming into the Shibadoge project and we have a lot of people coming into crypto as a whole, we'd be there to kind of be available to everybody on every chain, which is something that's pretty important. And it's kind of like being on a centralized exchange if you think about it, just for NFTs.
So it really help pump the project if things take off when they take off.
Exactly. It's like think of it like a product, right? Like let's say your favorite product. Let's call it a PlayStation, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's say a PlayStation was only available at GameStop, and that's the only place you can buy it, right?
Yeah.
People who don't live near a GameStop are not going to be able to get their hands on the PlayStation. But if a PlayStation, PlayStations are available at Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, whatever, everywhere, it's more accessible to the broader public, and they can just go to any store that they like to get it. So, that's one way of looking at it. Alex just wrote in the chat too. He says gas fees would be a benefit, so lowered gas fees, multiple transactions all in one shot, new exposure to different chain investors, which we just talked about, and credibility and validation for our innovation. So yeah, I mean, it is something that is innovative, and I guess the broader crypto enthusiasts can all benefit from it too, because a lot of times, it's new tech that kind of revolutionizes the way people interact with Web3. And if we continue to put new things out there, we can create a very, very strong reputation for ourselves as an ecosystem, as a project. And, just bringing more credibility to Shibadoge is pretty much building our resume, right? It's like, how much has Shibadoge contributed to Web3? And then moving forward, new people would read about it, new people would be informed about it, and then make their decision to be invested in our project an easier one. So, that's just some of the benefits off the top of my head.
That sounds great then. A lot of benefits.
Yes, sir. But as for the downsides, there could be some downsides. Downsides would be obviously dedicating a lot of money, resources, and time into building it. Downside would be it taking a significant amount of time to get it out. So, those are just some of the downsides. I mean, I'm sure there are more, but, it's like you have to dissect things and kind of weigh out the pros versus the cons before you make a finalized decision. We haven't even made a finalized decision whether this is something we want to do or not. That's why we're kind of like trying to get your guys' take on it as well.
Thank you.
No problemo. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I have to change out my headphones real quick. Batteries are low on this one. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Cool. I think Alex needs to come into the VC, man. What is he doing in the chat? Let's ask him.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right. Man, these headphones that I got, they're really good, but the battery on it only lasts like an hour and then they're dead.
Tell you the
Pretty
truth.
annoying.
That's short.
What hour and a half did you say?
Yeah, depending on how much I use. Like it's supposed to last like 6 hours from what it says on the packaging.
Mm-hmm.
It's the little Beats Pro that go inside your ear. That's the one I'm talking about. But I wear them for like an hour and have audio playing through it, and I get a low battery warning. I don't know if it's defective or if that's just how it is.
I'll send you a link. Well, I'll send you a mic that's just really good that I'm using right now. Costs about £150. Guess maybe $280 or whatever in the US. But it's a real proper professional mic. I don't know how clear I sound to you, but this is supposed to be a really good mic. Lasts.
Is it Bluetooth? Because yeah, I mean your
Yeah.
audio sounds really clear and good.
Yeah, this is I done my research, man, and this was the best. It's a Bluetooth, so you can stick it onto any headset. So if you got a headset,
Yeah,
do you use laptop? Is that what you're using, or like?
it's always different. Like sometimes depending on where I'm at. If I'm at my office, I'll be on my laptop. If I'm at home, I'll be on my PC. Sometimes on my phone. It just depends.
So it has a USB piece to it, so you put it into the laptop and then it connects to that. So it works, yeah, through a USB. So it may not work
Yeah, man,
direct.
send it to me.
Yeah. I mean, this is I've done a lot of research, man, and this is a great one because it doesn't matter what headset you got, they give you little pieces that you can glue onto stick onto the headset, and then it's just a magnet. You take it off and put it back on, like I just did. So once you finish, you can just take it off and put it aside.
Nice.
But the one you was using before,
I need that.
it's got a lot of crackling noise. I mean, it's not crackling, but there's some slight distortion when you talk.
Is there? Yeah. Send me that link, bro. Let me get that ordered ASAP.
Yeah. I'll send you that, man. Some professional tech companies recommend the one I'm using now. It's expensive though, man, £150. But
I mean, you get what you pay for, dude. You know, you buy something cheap, it's gonna sound cheap. So
yeah,
I mean, I don't mind paying for quality.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you after the AMA, man.
For sure. Hey, what do you know about that Josh Elon rugging a project? Roof, do you know anything about that?
No, man. I think nobody was mentioning it. Which project? Because he launched that other project while he was part of the other project. Remember? Is that the project?
I don't know. I think the project that he owned was called
Lit.
It was called Vitalik's. No, not Lit. It was called Vitalik's something, and he pretty much, supposedly from what I heard, is he rug pulled that project, deleted all of his social medias and Telegram and everything, and it's pretty much a shit show now. Yeah.
I don't know what these guys are doing, man. I heard Nikita apparently sent him some money over to make him some kind of contract for an NFT project. and he got rugged as well. I
Oh
mean,
man, it's funny. It's funny to think like those were the people who were fighting us a few months back, and now look at them, right?
yeah, yeah, and I knew it, man. I knew it. You know, like these guys, they're all over the place, man. They got no consistency. You know, like anyone with a flipping any brain cells would know Shibadoge is a serious project, and if they stay here, they're gonna do well, man. I'm not gonna guarantee anyone give any financial advice, but if you don't do well in Shibadoge, man, you're not gonna do well anywhere else, man. You can't do nothing. I'd rather work with you guys than me going separately and launching my own project. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, it's let's put the financial stuff aside, right? And you said something that was pretty important. You said if you don't do good in Shibadoge, it's going to be hard to do good anywhere else.
Yeah.
Now, why is that a strong statement? In my opinion, I think that's very strong because look, we lay out the fundamentals here in this community for people to be able to find success, right? Whether they find success here in the project or whether they take what they learn here and apply it to their Web 2 world or Web 1 world or whatever and find success there. That's what we're all about, right? It's all about spreading positivity and education and kind of like helping people out in whatever way possible. Now, that's one perk and something that has an incredible value in our community, right? Other than the market cap, other than the liquidity, other than what your tokens are worth, the value in this community is it's priceless, right? The value is priceless of what you can actually achieve in Web3 and as a personal goal of just being in the Shibadoge community. And I'm not just saying that because it's our community. I'm saying that because I even find value in this community by learning things from you guys. And it's not a one-way street, right? It's not like, hey, let Leo teach you all about what you need to learn. That's not how it works. It's like we have a lot of great minds in here.
Right.
A lot of people who actually teach me stuff every single day, right? I got people DMing me, telling me X, Y, and Z, and I learn something new almost every single day. And a lot of these things are important stuff that I'm going to take with me into the future that I'll apply to different scenarios. So I think it's very important to continue on this path of just progressing as human beings, because at the end of the day, we have nothing but ourselves, right? If we don't take care of ourselves, who's going to take care of ourselves? Who take care of us, right? So it's like, I mean, everything that you do in life, you're responsible for it yourself and whatnot. Nobody has your back like you have your back. But if you can find a positive community that it'll pretty much make it easier for you to accomplish things in life or just find the confidence or inspiration just from talking to other people, that's invaluable, man.
Yeah, exactly. I personally buy people, man. And that's what made me interested in the project so much. I bought you guys first. I didn't really look at everything else. I was the first thing I looked at is what is the dev team like? Like, are they hardworking? Can I trust them? Are they consistent? Are they reliable? These are all the things that were going through my mind. I always buy people first, and as soon as I was convinced, I put my money in, man, and I knew that you guys are gonna work hard. You're gonna be consistent. You're gonna develop, and you're gonna do everything. And my job is now, what can I do to help you guys? That's what was in my head. I got expertise of my own. How can I put that in and help you guys? How can other people in the community help you guys? Because that's what makes it powerful, right? Like
Of course, man. We're
a,
one unit. We're one unit. We're a lot of people, but we're one unit.
right. Exactly. I mean, me going away on my own and launching a project, right? And having to set it all up and be consistent and it's not easy. It's not an easy task. It's not an easy task. You know, when we've already got it here. So for me, it's just crazy, man, that you'd launch a project, realize that you can't handle it, and then you're just gonna just rug it, you know, and be like, forget it, man, I'm done with it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, man. I mean, that, you know, they think it's easy. A lot of people think it's easy, and a lot of people think that they can handle it and do it. It's easy for like the first 12 hours, and then
Yeah,
after that, after that, it gets pretty hard, man.
yeah,
Not everybody can do this. I've seen and talked to people, right? I've talked to people who fell apart, right? But just because of the pressure of what it takes to
yeah,
run a project or run a business, right? So it's different in Web3, right? Because in
yeah,
Web2, if you open a store, right, if you open a shop, you have hours, right? 8 to 6, for example, your store is open and then you go home. In Web3, it's 24/7. You don't go home. You have to be able
yeah.
to manage that. You have to be
Right.
able to have a plan. You have to be able to have the resources to build, develop, be different, be unique. It's not as easy as just putting a name out there and launching a token and thinking you're going to be successful, especially when you don't have the right intentions, right? Like
Right.
look at what these people are doing. They're launching projects, promoting it for 2 weeks or a month, and then rug pulling it. Like
Exactly.
that's not right. That's not how it's supposed to be done. That doesn't give leave a good impression on Web3 for people who are, you know, like if that's their first project ever that they're invested in and they get rug pulled, they're going to be like, screw this. I'm never going to invest in crypto again. This place sucks. So it's, you know, those people need to be taken out of the equation.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're talking. So this was Josh that was in our community a long time ago.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's awful. So he ripped off a bunch of people, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Pretty sad.
Yep. Very sad, bro.
I,
And I mean, I'm sure a lot of people who got ripped off by him are people who are part of our community too, because I'm sure he still had touch with kept in touch with a lot of people from here, right? So
yep.
All I know
it's
is I
pretty sad.
donated a little bit of money to that project thing he was doing with our community a while back, and because I thought it was up on the up and ups, but I guess all that fell apart.
Yeah.
And then I guess
man,
he continued on ripping people off.
Yeah. I mean, like, what experience has he got business wise? I mean, I'm not like our devs. Obviously, you're 5 friends. That's a plus in my books. There's 5 of you, man. You know what I mean? Like, you're friends as well. So to me, I'm thinking if I was work with 5 of my friends, it'd be great, man. I'll be enjoying it, and I'd love to go work every day and work with my friends. But some of my friends do that. I've got a lot of friends that there's a couple of them that are in business together and they're doing really well. So first of all, there's 5 friends and 5 friends who have got business experience. You know, that's important to have some experience. These guys don't have no experience, man. They just been working in some company for years. All of a sudden, from nowhere, they just launch a project, and then they realize how hard it is to actually run a business. I've been running my business for like nearly 15 years now. It's not easy running a business, man. There's so many issues, stresses, problems that you have to deal with daily, you know? And
Yep.
if you're not strong mentally, man, it'll break you, you know? Like, sometimes you feel like giving up, but you have to be strong, man, and you got to be persistent and constantly just work at it and find solutions to problems. And that's something you guys do all the time, man. I can see that, you know. Um, these guys
Yeah, man.
can't
You
handle it.
look, you need to have 5 important people a part of your life to have something valuable, right? To be able to build something valuable that's successful. You need a closer, right? Somebody who can actually close deals, somebody who could go out there and sell the product that you already have in circulation. You need the fixer, somebody who can fix things that are broken, because when you're building fast, you manage to break things down very quickly. And you need somebody that's going to be able to rebuild and fix things as as you're progressing, right? So that happens, right? When you're building, things happen to break. So you need a fixer, you need an artist, right? You need somebody who can bring your visions to life. You need a hacker. You need somebody who's pretty much a genius when it comes down to coding, right? Not just in Web3, but in literally just coding in general. And you need a visionary. You need somebody who's going to sit there and be able to come up with those crazy plans that are so crazy that they just might work. And if you have those 5 people and you combine those 5 people together, it creates a very dangerous unit, right? Something that can actually wreak havoc on like the space, right? And I think we have that. We have a closer, we have a fixer, we have the artist, we have the hacker, we have the visionary, and on top of that, we have 30,000 people in our community that are ready to help at any given point. So, I mean, what's going to stop us at this point?
When marketing, sir.
When marketing, baby.
Peter, how you, man, Peter?
Good.
Nice. So someone on YouTube's asking Peter, when are we gonna take off 6 zeros?
How many zeros do we have?
Where's Kitty Cat?
He's probably on YouTube asking that question.
Yeah.
It's on Monday. We're gonna do it on Monday.
So, Roof, our fake market cap right now is showing 33 trillion. How many zeros would we take off if we were 33 trillion?
Yeah, we need to just take them all off, bro. I'd say just wipe them all off completely. You know?
The beautiful thing is that nobody can predict that, man. Nobody can predict that. And the crazy part about it is you can fall asleep one night, wake up in the morning, and things could be really wild. So that's the suspenseful, cool part of being in a project like this is it could go parabolic at any given time.
Exactly. That's why you just build your bag, man, as much as you can, especially when you know it's a good project. And just be patient, man, and let the team do what they need to do. Right? You guys are building. The community just needs to help by just shilling and getting the word out there. Imagine 30,000 people just sending out one tweet a day. I mean,
exactly.
The community just need to let people know what we got going on here, right? I mean, that's it. But you guys are developing, bringing out some crazy stuff, things that people haven't seen before. You know, you're innovating, like other projects are copying.
We're innovating.
Yeah.
We're innovating, but at the same time, right? We're slowly bringing something new every time we get an opportunity to be able to do so. But we also don't want to reinvent the wheel either, in a way, right? There are proven things that work in the space and work as far as promoting a project or even running a project go. So you need to find that right balance of innovation and bringing something new to the space, but also you don't want to reinvent the wheel because there are moving parts that work very, very well, and we understand that. So it's all a process, baby. You just got to trust the process. That's all it is.
You sure you don't want to take over Uniswap?
They're not ready for me, bro. They're not ready for me.
Or OpenSea. Let's take over OpenSea and Uniswap, man. I reckon that should be the next thing we do.
Yeah, we'll absorb OpenSea next April Fools. We'll take them over.
Yeah. Like I was telling you before, like Shiba Inu, they got their own swap or whatever. But even their own community were recommending me to go Uniswap when I was in there.
Yeah, I know. Because all of those swaps
are pretty much just reskinned versions of Uniswap to begin with. Shiba Inu swap is a little bit different because theirs is pretty much all paired with Shiba. So it's like if, you know, whatever you're trying to exchange, you pair it with Shiba and exchange it. I think you can do it with ETH2 or just whatever other pairs that they support. But I mean, don't reinvent the wheel, man. It's like Uniswap is there. Uniswap is super successful. Everybody uses it and nobody has any issues with it. So why would you try to go and create another Uniswap? Like, there's no point. You use your creativity and do something different. And that's what some people. Yeah, that's all it is, you know. And I mean, look at Shinja, for example, right? They looked at like the top 20 utilities in the space, and they were like, okay, this one's super successful and doesn't have competition. This one's super successful, it doesn't have competition. That one blows everything else out of the water. Let's try to just copy everything that is out, you know. And it's like, no, you're not gonna make any progress by copying things that are already out there, unless you put your own touch to it, and unless you put your own taste on things, it's not going to be unique. Why would I use anything other than Uniswap?
Unless you're going to make it 20 times better and solve some problems, you know?
Exactly. That's
but
it.
Uniswap doesn't have any problems. I mean, I was having problems on other swaps, and that's when the Shiba Inu Discord guys were telling me, like, go on, why? They were like angry with me, man. Like, why the hell did you not use Uniswap? I'm like, because it was cheaper to use the other one. And they were like, man, don't ever use anything else. Always use Uniswap. So, like you said, man, creating other swaps and all that is just not something a project should be doing, I don't think, you know? So, like, you guys are coming up with like these
Audio?
EFTs.
Oh, no, there we go.
Sorry?
Yeah, bro, that's all it is. No, I thought I lost audio for a second, but I heard you.
Yeah, like these comic books that we're doing the EFTs, the attachments. I mean, people are so bullish on these EFTs, man. You know, like even on the socials.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I had some people complaining on Discord. They were like, "Oh, why is it not worth 1 ETH for a crate? You know, I was trying to sell my crate for 1 ETH." It's like, bro, it's a free mint, right? It was completely free. On top of that, we never envisioned these EFTs to be all like worth 1 ETH or 2 ETH. Sure, some of them might be, you know, some of the rare ones might be worth a lot depending on what people want to trade them for. But the whole point of the EFTs is to give people an avenue to be able to comfortably customize their NFTs in a way where they're happy and that they can express themselves. And it shouldn't have to cost you thousands of dollars to be able to customize your NFT in a way where you're happy with it, right? So sure, you know, some of the rarer ones are going to be high ticket items in the sense, right? But the majority of them, it's not designed to all be super expensive. They're supposed to be affordable to a point where the broader public can afford to get in, right, and be a part of our ecosystem. If we made everything super exclusive to a point where people are trading everything for thousands of dollars, there's a large majority of people out there that are not going to be able to afford to get in. And Shibadoge has always been about unity and bringing people together. And we're not going to be able to achieve that if we only target the people who can afford to spend $10,000 to get in. That's not the point. The point is to be able to help and accommodate the entire market of people, right? So, you know, these crates are a great way for people to interact with the community and not have to break the bank to do so, and interact with the ecosystem. I mean, and sure, I mean, if you get something rare, you know, all the power to you. You might be able to trade it for something more than what the common ones are trading for. But, you know, at the end of the day, it just all comes down to what somebody else is willing to give you for your item. So, you know, that the NFT community, that's the problem that has been created over the past like year and a half of NFTs being in existence. Everyone's like, oh, I'm going to go mint this and it's going to be worth millions of dollars overnight. Like, no, bro, be realistic. Like that's not the case, right? That's not what happens
Yep.
in the real world.
Exactly.
Alex says, how many people do you think learned about our project via the supply crate?
Bro, thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people.
Yep.
I mean, just the amount of people that were in that one AMA, I think that we did on Twitter Spaces. I think just that AMA alone was like 10,000 listeners. So
Yep.
it's not about the immediate action that they take. It's about planting the seed, and then you wait for that seed to grow and blossom. You know, we plant the seed, people listen to us, people keep us on their radar, and then they hear about us again in the future, and then again in the future, and then again and again, and they're like, oh my God, these guys are everywhere. I've been seeing them for months, weeks, years. They're a solid project, and that's all about building that track record, all about building that resume, all about building your reputation. And personally, you know, looking at it from the other side of the scope, if I'm a newbie coming into crypto, my first project is not going to be a project that came out 3 hours ago. My first project that I get into is going to be a project that has some type of credibility, some type of reputation, some type of success to it, right? You know, I'm not going to just get into crypto and be like, okay, well, this project came out 35 minutes ago. I'm going to buy this. This is my first pick. No, that's not what happens. That's what degens do, right? And I mean, I've done that. You guys have probably done that too. There's a lot that's wrong with that, but you know, there's also nothing wrong with trying that out. Your success rate is probably going to be like less than 1%, but that's not the point of building what we're building, right? What we're building is something that's going to sustain itself and outlast the competition. It's going to be a whole ecosystem of products, and I think, you know, we're going to be revolutionizing Web3 for years to come.
Yep. I agree with you. When people hear Shibadoge, you want them to be smiling, you know? And that's what's happening. If you go on socials and, you know, most of these influencers, they literally, I've been seeing it now, man. Before we come on to the AMAs, they always say this is going to be a good one. This is going to be great. They don't do that with other projects. They do it with ours. Now that speaks volumes to me, you know?
Yeah, because look, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but a lot of shows that I go on, a lot of Twitter people like that host me, they always message me and say like, dude, I wish every one of my guests were able to speak the way you do and kind of like hold a conversation. But a lot of them, they're not able to do that. So, you know, being able to publicly speak and being able to hold conversations and kind of just like, you know, go head to toe with people is an important factor in the way communication happens to begin with. And I think communication is key, because that's how people learn, right? That's how people might be listening to me for the first time and they'll be like, oh, I like what this guy said. Let me go listen to some of the other stuff he said. And then boom, that converts that person into a community member. So
yeah, man, you do a great job.
Yeah, I think same thing, Roof. I think the AMAs you've done was really good. That helped bring in a lot of people, and I listened to pretty much all of them, and they were really good.
Thank you, brother.
Yep.
Yeah, we had this. We had one on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one on Sunday was. I had fun on that one, dude. That one, the audio might have been a little choppy for me because I was driving while I was doing that. But that was one of the funner AMAs that I've done, because the hosts were cool. It was like being on like a TV show or something, right?
Right.
So I told them I'm gonna be back, so I'm gonna go back on that AMA for sure, because I had a good time there.
You gotta respect them for the intro they done for us, man. That was great.
Yeah, that intro was that you sent me that, right?
Yeah.
Sent it to you?
Well, I recorded it. I live streamed it, and then I just cut that out, and then I sent it you.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, we should use that in one of our YouTube videos and
Twitter.
probably tag those guys in there or something. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was cool. I like that they went out of their way to make that, and that was actually a pretty cool intro. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, when we do a Twitter space, maybe you can play that at the beginning as well.
Yeah, we could do something like that. Let's see what Alex wrote in the chat. Alex says whales aren't looking for 1000x with the majority of their capital. They're looking for consistency. That's how I invest. I invest in 50 to 100K rounds. I'm not going to get 1000x on every one of my rounds. When I can't sleep, I just put on one of your AMAs. Yeah, man. I mean, that's a fact. Whales don't. When have you ever seen a whale invest $100,000 into a project that came out 30 minutes or even 3 days ago? It's like probably 1 in a billion. It doesn't happen, bro. I mean, whales are there's a reason they're whales. It's because they're smart with the way that they treat their money. And the unfortunate fact of it is the people who don't see success in crypto are the people who are chasing those 1000x's, right? If you're chasing, you're going to end up playing catch up, because if you're not there before the ball gets rolling, good luck. Good luck catching up, because when things move, they move very, very fast. And you want to position yourself for success before that run starts to happen, not after the fact. If you're chasing and you're trying to get in when there's insane volume and there's insane green candles, you're just going to end up putting yourself in a bad situation, because you had opportunities to get in at, way better times and more moderate times, rather than when everybody is trying to get in all at once. And it's weird how that happens. I never understood it, but that's just how it is, right? People will look at a project and they'll be like, oh, it's sitting at like amazing entry levels, I'm just going to ignore it. And then they ignore it, and then they see it like going crazy and, doubling, tripling. And then that's when they decide to get in. Like, it never made sense to me. Peter's asking in the chat, should we airdrop Vitalik 1 sextillion tokens?
I personally like that idea. What do you guys think?
I like it, but I think it's already been used, right? By Shiba Inu.
It has been. But that's the thing, What do you remember what happened with Shiba Inu, right?
Yeah.
One of the main reasons why Shiba even popped off was because Vitalik sold his Shiba Inu tokens.
Yeah.
He sold them, and I think he made like $5 million or $7 million or something like that. He made a few $1 million, and he donated it all to charity. Then right after that happened, that's when everything started going pretty parabolic for them.
Leo, did you? I'm finally at my desk. Hey, Roof.
Hey,
I heard you ask when I was driving in an Uber and I couldn't talk. But anyway, so long story short, Leo, did you hear the Shiba Inu news? Like, do you believe all that, or do you think that's just
what are you referring to, bro?
How they are saying how the original messages that the founder was sending in the chats and stuff like that, and who the founder actually is.
To be honest with you, I haven't even seen any of that, bro.
Oh, really? It's what's that one guy's name? What's his name? Roof, do you know? What's the name of that guy? It's the guy with the gold logo. I think it's like a Bitcoin guy. He's like a Bitcoin
In where?
Was it? I think it was. Hold on. Let me look it up. Hold on. BitBoy Crypto.
Oh, yeah.
BitBoy. Yeah. What they're saying that he's the founder of Shiba.
Like a 20-minute YouTube video, basically saying like, this is who the founder of Shiba Inu is, and this is also like the kind of messages that he was sending. And I was like, this is such garbage. Like, I actually have a little bit more insight. list as total garbage.
You'll have to send that to me. I'll check it out tonight.
Yeah, it's just fun for our industry. It's fun. Yeah, exactly. Elon Vitalik just said BitBoy hates Shiba Inu, so he's obviously going to talk.
Yeah,
shit.
because he didn't buy it before it went crazy. Exactly. That's why he hates it.
I'll talk shit. That's exactly right.
Yeah, he would have loved it if he bought early. He would have been the #1 supporter of it.
Exactly.
Well, what do you think, Alex? You think we should drop Vitalik a bag or what?
So this is the reason I brought it up. Actually, is because in the original Telegram, I put that in quotes, the original Telegram messages, which was part of the Karma DAO, which is where all the big heavy hitters are. And they, he basically, whoever this person was, basically put out a bunch of messages saying that it's going to be huge news if the founder of Ethereum was an owner of a altcoin, like a meme coin. And they were trying to build up as much hype and press around it. So it was just further affirmation and confirmation about what you said, Leo, which was that, that was the idea, is that they did it as purely a PR stunt. And it definitely worked. But I'm with Roof on this one. I think we need to just figure out what that next VB is. Who's the next Vitalik? That's the one I'm interested in.
Elon.
Yeah. Figure out what Elon's wallets are, yeah, for sure.
Damn, that would be crazy if we could find Elon's wallet. Man, I wouldn't even be surprised if Elon is the biggest degen in the space, just buying everything just to have it, right? Because look what he did with Doge the other day with Dogecoin. He just changed the Twitter logo to Dogecoin and it went up 30% in an hour. It's funny how that guy can actually just bring so much hype to one thing in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, I can't believe he put the Doge logo on Twitter, man. That was surprising.
Proof, imagine he mistakenly added our logo instead.
Man, that would be.
I call Elon. I got to call Elon. I'm going to tell him for the next week, you got to put our logo.
We need to kidnap that guy, man.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do. Kidnap him and then just tell him to change the flipping logo. Say, yo, put ShibaDoge.
With the amount of security that he has, you'll have a better chance of stealing the Mona Lisa before you could kidnap Elon Musk.
True.
Did you hear that he goes to the bathroom with his security guards, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I think you sent it to me.
Yeah,
you might have sent it.
Probably. Yeah. Rumor has it they even hold it. They hold everything for him in the bathroom.
That's nasty, man.
I'm talking about his phone and
yeah, right. We know what you're talking about. I mean, airdropping would be, I think, some kind of charity, like something. I mean, Vitalik gave it to charity at the end of the day, and that's what kind of the, I think,
that's not what made it blow up. What made it blow up was the whole news that came with it. Was oh my, okay, so Vitalik, when he did that, he didn't just sell Shiba Inu. He sold Shiba Inu. He sold Floki, I think. There was Kishu. There was Akita. There was a few different ones that all happened during that time where Vitalik just sold all of his altcoins. But he made the most on Shiba, right? I think just Shiba alone was worth more than all the other ones combined, and that's why Shiba got all the traction that it did. And then the news came out that he donated to a charity. I think it was to stop starvation in some country or something like that.
Carrier actually sent back the tokens because they didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. That's pretty honorable. But yeah, no, people were losing their minds. They were like, no, Vitalik just, killed our project. He rugged us and this and that. And then like literally one day later, everything went crazy, like absolutely crazy. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you on this one too, Roof and Alex. As good of an idea it is to drop Vitalik a bag just for the exposure, I think finding the next Vitalik is going to be more valuable. But it's like, how the heck do we even do that?
I mean, dropping it to Elon and then tweeting it out that Elon owns Shibadoge, that would be crazy.
Yeah, it'd be crazy if it becomes like a big thing and people start sharing it, but if it just gets overlooked, then it's just an opportunity wasted.
Yeah.
That's the key right now. Is right now it is incredibly important to just make sure that every effort is calculated and finely tuned, because we're going through one of the most tumultuous, the most difficult times of crypto that has ever happened. This is the make or break moment for us. I think we passed the Great Rift. After this period of time, we will, like crypto as a whole, will either make it or not make it based on what happens over the next 6 to 12 months. I think a lot of conversations that are happening with the economies and just financial markets as a whole is definitely helping crypto. I think it's not going to make or break it, but again, whatever happens with the market over the next 6 to 12 months, I think we have a very limited window of opportunity to prove that crypto has staying power and has a purpose beyond just speculation and just people coming in to decide whether Bitcoin's going up tomorrow or going down, right? And whether Ethereum's going up or whether an altcoin's going up or whether meme coins are the next big thing. I think proving that there are use cases. See, we have like a really challenging thing that's happened with our market because we're in this place where a value was assigned to our industry, and that value can go up and down. And when it goes down, people think it's the worst thing. And when it goes up, people are like, oh, this is the greatest thing, right? And that needs to kind of consolidate. That needs to get more normal. That needs to become like sort of a secondary element of what crypto is really about. And if we do that in the next, as an industry, not just us, but as an industry, if we do that over the next 6 to 12 months, we will have one of the biggest markets that have ever hit the history of every financial economy that ever existed in the history of the world. I think that's a big, big part of what needs to happen and what we're looking to participate and what we're looking to be strategic with, right? And Leo and I, we talk about this all the time. It's just like, okay, we're in a bear market. Okay, so how do we keep building? What do we build? What do we build? And that's a big question. But the what isn't necessarily the answer. It's the why that's more important. And somehow it always defaults back to the community, because at the end of the day, if there's 40 people in this chat, there's 40 people that believe in something. And those 40 people can turn to 400, and those 400 can turn into 4,000. And you multiply that continuously, and you end up at quite a large number. And that number is the thing that's going to define what's going to happen with the crypto industry as a whole. So I agree with Doug Casey. People are very tired of the traditional currency rat race. That is the most truth that there is. It is absolutely a rat race. So the question is, one, the currencies already exist. Cryptocurrency is not going anywhere at this point. You know, it's kind of already proven and validated itself. And how do you become something more than that? That's what's going to make cryptocurrency the next big thing. If that happens, and I believe that it will, otherwise we wouldn't be here, we should see something beyond our wildest imagination in the next 5 to 10 years.
So Alex, let's talk about a scenario where this is a completely hypothetical scenario, but let's say all the governments in the world decide they want to ban crypto, right? Let's just say that scenario arises, and let's say you have to, every crypto in the world, including Bitcoin, including Ethereum, has to stop operations immediately, right? Now, what we're building here is something that is bigger than just crypto. And you really need to be on that same wavelength when you're interacting with this community. If, for whatever reason, crypto fails, which that I don't believe that's going to happen. I'm just speaking hypothetically right now. We're big enough and strong enough as a community to come together and rebuild something that's not a crypto, for example, that can still succeed and still deliver on the aspects and functionality and the beliefs and everything that we're so heavily invested in, right? As far as what we stand for the Shibadoge community and ecosystem. That's the important part of building a community, is because everything that we do it together. We do it for the greater cause. And I think power in numbers is key. Obviously, Web3 is in our best interest and we want it to succeed. And I truly, in my heart, believe that it is the future. But, you know, hypothetically, if all crypto were to cease to exist tomorrow and the community were still here, I think we can rebuild something that would be just as successful, if not more successful, from a fresh start. That's how powerful I think our community is.
I think you're right about that. I think what, from a fundamental standpoint, crypto is in and of itself, who is invested in it, right? Who's involved in it? One, right, theoretically speaking, you can't really get rid of crypto at this point. Like, unless everyone turned off their computers and stopped all their nodes and there's no validation happening, which is just impossible. Like, even if there was like 5 computers, there would still be crypto. So it's just not possible for that to happen anymore. I think if the fundamental understanding of crypto was to change and what it was all about, that's probably more likely than the actual validation of transactions happening on a blockchain being completely wiped off the existence, or wiped off the planet. So I think you're looking at basically what you just said is, there's a community, there's a brand, and that brand exists for a reason. And that brand can become something and evolve into other things, which is what I think Shibadoge has always been at the forefront of doing, is evolving and becoming something different and sort of like setting a trend and setting an industry standard for what can be, right? When we look at the NFT market, why did we choose to go and invest all this time and all this money into customizable NFTs? Well, a big part of that is, from this point forward, not from this point forward, but from the beginning of the NFT market to where we are now today, until the Shibadoge NFTs, what has there been? There has been a randomization element. The majority of the people are using pretty open source library of code. Like, it's just very generic. There's nothing extra to it. Like you're just getting something random coming to you in your wallet, and you don't have any choice into what that is. And if you think about that, right, just think about that in the sense of like any application that you would use. You know, if you were going to open up an app today, or if you were going to open up a website and you got what was given to you, you wouldn't necessarily be attached to it. But if you had the ability to create something, that would be pretty fundamentally like it would be meaningful, right? It would be why you decide to participate in this thing. So it's interesting because I think that all of the trends that have happened with Web 2 need to be evolved for Web 3. And I don't think there's enough projects evolving Web 2 concepts into Web 3. I think if we continue down that path of evolving Web 2 concepts into the Web 3 world, focused on decentralization, focused on wallet ownership, and building for that in mind, then yeah, we have ourselves something that in 2 years, 3 years, when this market has been validated, we're going to be in a really good place. The way I see it is that your NFT will absolutely be customizable. Every project will be customizable in 2 years. That is without a doubt, mark my word. Roof, put it on the YouTube so that we have a timestamp, but absolutely in 2 years, every single NFT. That concept of just getting a random NFT in your wallet is going to be dead. And it's already dead. I hate to say it, but it's already dead. Unless there's something bigger aligning with it, which is like our project, which is that, okay, you can align a Doge and you can align a Shiba, and you put those together and you're going to get something special. You know, there's an element as to why you would get something random. But I will tell you, in 2 years from now, there is not going to be the randomization. That randomization is not how you build this community, this industry into the future. And that's just one element of it. That's just one element.
I agree. Things are moving faster than people can adapt to. So, you know, it's that's just always the case with technology. Technology is always, 5 years ahead, and it's a lot of times companies and businesses and people have to just play catch up, and that's the name of the game, and then you end up catching up, and then the next new thing is out. So it's all about staying ahead of the curve. It's all about being fresh, and it's all about being adaptive, right? Why is iPhone successful? Why is Android successful? Why are computers, always successful? In what they do is because they get updates, right? They get the newest firmware. Tesla does that too. Most electronic devices nowadays do. Being able to get new firmware, being able to update hardware, using the software that's built is something that people pay money for, right? I buy an iPhone because I know it gets better over time. So that's how Web3 should be too, right? You shouldn't just be locked into what your NFT is or what your token is. It should be something that is dynamic and self-sustaining. Firstly, obviously, that's something that we're very proud of in our ecosystem. Is 90% of our ecosystem is self-sustaining itself, right? The way that our tokenomics are set up, the way that the ecosystem is just fully integrated with one another. Everything is strategically placed in order for the entire ecosystem to thrive over time. And we saw that happen during the bear market, right? Other people were closing up shop, and we're here still growing during the bear market. And I think even during the bear market, we built a extremely strong liquidity to market ratio, market cap ratio. Our liquidity pool is strong. Our tokenomics are strong. They're self-sustaining. That goes for both the Shibadoge project and the Burn project. I think we're just setting ourselves up for that next big push. And honestly, the the next 6 months, like you said, 6 to 12 months are going to be a very important time for crypto as a whole. And I think we strategically made all the right calls in the bear market leading into the next bull run for us to be set up for, you know, to be in a nice position for new people to come in and become investors or become holders or become community members. So, man, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for what the future holds. I'm also a little bit scared, right? Because it's crypto, and crypto decides to do things based on what crypto decides to do it. So honestly, that bull market could happen tomorrow, or we could wake up and be in a bear market again. So, you know, it just, the suspense is what I live for. You guys know that about me. I love suspense. And the important thing is that we kept our heads on tight, and we made sure to make all the strategic calls, the professional calls, and in our opinion, the right calls to make sure that the project survives through the roughest of conditions. And honestly, we weathered the storm. And honestly, I don't think that we're going to have to go through that again anytime soon. So hopefully the crypto markets stay stable, and hopefully they continue rallying the way that they have been over the past few weeks. And hopefully they go to new all-time highs, because I think that's what we all want to see.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Let me ask you a very deep question. ETH goes to 400 tomorrow. What's your first move?
What's my first move if ETH goes to 400 tomorrow? Probably bankruptcy, man.
No, you mean you're going to buy more ETH. But what are you doing as a project? What are you doing as an Ethereum-based project? What are you doing?
Nothing different than what we're doing today, bro. We're just sticking to the plans, continue building the way that we have been over the past year, and just stick to our morals. If we have an opportunity to use the markets in a way where we benefit from it, because what we saw in the bear market was, okay, so this is what I saw in the bear market when ETH was at like $1,000. Everything was cheaper. Development was cheaper. Marketing was cheaper, even though that it wasn't a good time to market. That's the point, is it was cheaper. The people were working for cheaper, as far as, like, you know, coders go, developers go. So yeah, you can find value in there. But what the first thing that I would do if ETH was at 400 tomorrow is I would scrape up money from everywhere that I could that's just laying around not doing anything, and buy up as much ETH as I possibly can. That's what I would do.
Yeah, same. I would do this exact same. I would do what Hekapapa. I would go and I would move cross chain as fast as I can, because there are users that are very bullish and ambitious in that sector, and I would definitely do that. I definitely would do what Chris Scott said. I would buy ETH, buy more SD, yes, because that's a hell of a discount. But for sure, I'm with you on the same page.
If ETH, look, remember when ETH was crashing when it hit $800 a couple of months ago? Remember what my price target was? I think it was like $500 or $600 is what I was saying it would go down to, and you guys were telling me that there's no way that could happen, and I was even pretty convinced that there's no way that could happen. But when I saw it go from like $1,500 to $800 in one night, I was like, damn, like it's about to hit my $500 price point. So, yeah, if it didn't hit it then during all that capitulation that was going on, I don't think it'll hit it. I don't think it'll go much lower than that anymore. So I think we're in a good spot. I think we shaked all of the FUD out as far as the fear that people had in crypto, and now, dude, like this needs to happen every few years, right? It clears the path. It kind of gives people a reality check, and then it just goes right back to business. So, I mean, we see this happen every few years. I'm not concerned. I know you know that better than I do, but crypto is
I'm just here listening.
in my opinion.
I'm just here listening to Jim Cramer, man.
Just do the opposite of what he says, bro.
That's the plan, baby. That's the plan.
You know, a fun story. When me and Max, it was like 2019. We were investing on Robinhood. We were investing in options, and there was like this point where we were like super like dedicated, and we were making a lot of money at one point doing it. There was this one stock that I really liked, and I had bought a whole bunch of options for it, and Max had bought it as well, and we knew like if this stock went crazy, we were gonna make millions of dollars. So I actually called in on Jim Cramer and tried to get on there, and I even talked to like the host and all of this stuff, and they were like, "Dude, we're not bringing you on," because it was a pretty shitty stock. I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to shill it on NBC.
That's funny.
Did you try chilling Shibadoge? Because I'm pretty sure Jim Cramer will be down.
I don't think Jim Cramer would be down for Shibadoge. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Actually, I take back what I said. Make sure he doesn't shill it.
Yeah. No, we should have him FUD it, and then everybody will start buying it.
Oh, that'll be perfect. That's how you know it's gonna moon.
I wonder what Jim Cramer is worth. Let me look him up. Damn, dude's worth 150 million. And that's from 2022. I wonder how he's worth so much with all the wrong calls.
Have you seen his meta apology? His like Facebook apology?
Nah, I haven't seen it.
That was like I think he like dropped tears. Elon Vitalik said Jim Cramer does the opposite of what Jim Cramer says.
All right, guys. Anybody else have any other questions? Anything else before we wrap this up?
So the Bored Ape, what is that intended to be used for?
So
I mean, the real question is: do you want to be a part of the biggest NFT community in the world? Do you want to have exposure to that? Do you want to be able to engage with the other whales that are playing in the NFT space? I think that the answer is pretty obvious when it comes to the question.
Nice. Well, are we going to be using some of the traits on our NFTs on the Shibadoge?
We have the opportunity to do that. Whether we want to or not, I mean, that's kind of up in the air. I don't think it's
right.
I don't think just adding a beanie and a cigarette is going to make the traits like that much exciting. I think that it's like fine to do and definitely something we can do, but I don't like for the most part, having that NFT is good for us to be a part of the community. Good for us to just like have an entrance point. Good for us to just be a part of what they're talking about, and having the Shibadoge community be in sort of in the conversation.
Right.
When we bought the NFT, like people were wondering, oh, well, like who is that? Who is that? Who bought that? And then it was us, right? And so we all got the benefit of that, the exposure of it. But there's been a lot of benefit that's came from that conversation that's happened from the first point in time with even being a part of that NFT project. If you get my point.
Not to mention, we do have a comic book series, and we do own the full IP rights to the ape. So at any given point, we can include that bored ape as a character in our comic book and use that opportunity to penetrate more into the community and kind of be able to share our comic book with their community, and have like a cross exposure with it as well. So that's something that is an option too.
Hey, Leo, Alex, this is Cousin KK. I think it's about time for me to. Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I think it's about time for me to reintroduce my DAO proposal for their board ape. I'll submit a new one.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Submit it and just send a link in the chat, or just let us know when it's up and we'll check it out.
Check it out. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Yep.
Chris Scott asked, when will the ranks show on the Shibadoge NFTs? Alex, do you know when that's going to happen?
That's definitely a priority on the tech team side. So the ranks, I'm assuming we're talking about the prestige, is going to be largely determined by the things that you use to breed. So the Doge and the Shiba that you use to breed the NFT. So that should show up in the next 2 weeks, I would say, probably. Also, it's going to show up before the Armory shows up, right? So Armory is going to determine, like, you might get like a 40 item supply list, and that may only be available to you because you have put together a general and a general, if that makes sense.
Yep. Elon Vitalik asks, will the crate reveal be a metadata refresh or claim style crate open? It'll be a metadata refresh. So all you'll have to do is either nothing and it'll reveal, or you could just refresh your metadata manually and it'll reveal when the time comes.
Nice. Silence.
So I got a question. So when you update, let's say you breed your NFTs now, and then later on you breed a higher NFT, I guess then that'll change how many you'll be able to get, or change the.
No, that's, oh yeah, well, you mean from the Armory?
Yeah.
So whatever you could claim from the Armory would be specific to each unique NFT that you own. So it's like, let's call their ranks 1 to 3, right? So if you own a rank 1, which would be the highest rank, for example, then you'd be able to claim the highest rank rewards. And you'd also be able to claim the lowest rank reward with that same ranking. But if you own a rank 3, then you wouldn't be able to claim the rank 1 reward. But if you own all of those in the wallet, right? If you own 1 rank 1 NFT in your wallet and 2 rank 3 NFTs, you'd only be able to claim 1 of the rank 1 items from the Armory. So, but if you own 10 rank 1 NFTs, then you'd be able to claim 10 of those items. You get what I'm saying? So
even if they're not bred, you'll still be able to collect them, right?
I think you're going to have Shibadoge NFTs to claim from the Armory.
Okay, that's what I was trying to, like, let's say I don't breed one of the higher rank ones till later on, because let's say I need, the Shiba one, for example. I need a Shiba one.
Yeah.
you know, a Shiba seal, right? So let's say I don't get that till later on, and then I breed it then. So then I have to wait till then to, so I have to breed it to be able to collect from the armory later
Exactly.
on.
Yeah, exactly. And then the armory is something that's going to be dynamic as well. So it's like it's a carousel style system. So the items that you be able to get are always changing. So if you like something, you got to take the opportunity and claim it, because once it's gone, there's like a 90% chance that it's never coming back into circulation. So that's some items will come back into circulation, but most of the items that we release on the armory are going to be like exclusive drops that are there for the time, and then they're gone forever.
Okay.
Do you know how often they'll be released? Would it be daily or?
That'll be dynamic too. Sometimes there'll be 24 hours. Sometimes there'll be week-long stuff. Sometimes 3 days. It's going to be dynamic as well.
Will it be announced, or you just go in whenever and check yourself?
Yeah. We'll announce it, and then we'll also have website alerts and stuff like that. So our website will have a timer telling you like how long the armory would last and when the next armory is coming up, the refresh for it. So we'll make sure to we'll have some cool stuff in effect for that.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool.
Oh, it looks like Peter just forwarded a correction to my answer. So he says crates don't get revealed, crates have to be opened. Okay, so Elon Vitalik, I guess the way that's going to work is we'll have an open function, and then they'll reveal. So I guess it is probably going to be a claim style, as you said. That my fault for the mistake on that. So in a sense, that's actually pretty cool, because some people could leave their crates unlocked, I guess. I mean, locked, then people can buy those unrevealed crates, hoping to get something rare out of them. That's pretty cool.
So, so before you were saying some crates won't open, and they'll reveal later on. So that's different now.
Alex, we're still doing the, remember you were talking about the 10 crates that are going to stay unrevealed. Is that still implemented, or was that pushed out another season?
TBD.
Okay.
So, the crates, if you have to open them, would that involve a gas fee or not?
Yeah, if it's an on-chain transaction, then it would require a minor gas fee, but I don't think it's going to be nothing crazy, because it's not a mint transaction. It's like it's a claim transaction. So those are normally a lot less than mint transactions.
Probably like 50 cents or something like that, right? Maybe.
Yeah, but it'll be low. It'll be low for sure.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey, Kelton Kicker again. That leads into the golden ticket. Any updates on that?
Yeah, so the golden tickets are going to be airdropped pretty soon to the people who qualified for it. I believe there was 19 or 20 people. But yeah, that's going to be airdropped pretty soon. And once you get those, there isn't going to be an immediate use case for them other than having them. The use case will release fairly soon after the airdrop happens, and you guys will be able to use that golden ticket to claim an item.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah, I think there's 19 from my notes, so we have to double check all the addresses, but I think 19 people qualified for a golden ticket.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah. Somebody's asking, Gant is asking in the chat, what were the qualifications for the Gold Pass? The qualifications were participating in one of our Mint Monday events that we had. So we had hosted a Mint Monday event that people who participated in it were pretty much going to get a golden ticket that they can use that golden ticket to get a EFT in the future. So that's what the qualifications were. Now those golden tickets will be tradable on OpenSea too. So if people want to list them and try to flip them or whatever, that's something that can happen as well. So if you really want to get a golden ticket, you could. I mean, there isn't going to be a lot, but if one person is selling it, you could probably try to cop that.
The minting still live for the Shiba, the offer, or
No, for the golden ticket, you mean?
no, for any offer. Like, are we gonna do another Mint Monday like soon?
Yeah, we'll for sure do more Mint Mondays. We're gonna be doing Mint deals up until the whole collection sells out. So we'll always have deals here and there, as far as like Mint Monday deals go. So we'll announce another one. I think we'll do one this upcoming Monday. We'll figure something out this week and drop some news or drop some info in the chat.
Yeah, we haven't got much left. I think 1,000, probably 800, 700 or something, right? Or 800. So
let me check.
Man. It'll be crazy once they're gone, man. I want to see who gets that Vitalik. You know, the 100K.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be a life changer for somebody.
It'd be cool if you did like a 1-for-1 and have like a crazy event for like 2 weeks long, and to try to 1-for-1, buy one get one free.
That would go crazy, man.
Yeah, that would go crazy, but look, we're not in that big of a rush to sell the collection out. It will sell itself out because the war zone is very valuable in a sense, right? Especially when things are good, and especially when markets are doing good, the war zone is going to be even more impactful to people. So it'll eventually sell itself out. We don't want to devalue the collection by doing that, because we know it's a valuable collection, and it's valued at what we know that the utility behind it is, right? Some people who have minted NFTs from the start had, those NFTs have paid for itself just through participating in the 2 seasons of the war zone that have happened. And, the war zone is going to continue going on. So it's, we don't want to devalue it by doing a 1-for-1, even though that would be an amazing offer. Don't get me wrong.
I was thinking, because I minted already. I've already paid up. I've minted 40 of them. So, but I was just thinking it'd be kind of neat to maybe bring more people in. I don't know if it would or not, though, like you said, and it may, may make it less valuable. Yeah, I don't know. Just a thought.
It'll bring a lot of flippers in, man.
Exactly, that's what it would do. It would bring a lot of flippers in, and then honestly, at this point, like, I want the person who mints the Vitalik to be somebody from this community, right? I don't want it. I personally don't want it to be some random flipper who decided to come in during a crazy event and mint it and kind of just like have zero information as to like what Shibadoge is, what we've done, like what our history is, no connection with the community. I don't want that to be the case, right? I want it to be somebody who is like a part of the community, which, I mean, obviously at the end of the day, we don't control that, who gets it. So it could very well be some random person, but this is a much better chance of somebody from this community actually having a go at the Vitalik, and that's what I think everybody wants the case for it to be, right?
Yeah, I understand. That sounds great. I get it.
Yep. And like you said, man, the war zone is so valuable. When the price of the token goes up, oh my god, the rewards are going to be crazy. The value
Well, yeah,
wise.
that's the thing. That's the thing. The war zone is dynamic too, right? The war zone has a lot to do with the markets and how the markets are performing. So as the markets do better, the war zone is just more impactful.
Yeah. And like you said, I mean, for what they buy it for now, I mean, once the market picks up, it'll pay for itself probably in a day, man. you know?
It's possible. It's possible that can happen, but it just depends on how the prices of things are doing.
Yep. But yeah, man, we're doing good. I mean, the way we're doing it, I think is great. Just having some offers and doing the Mint Mondays. And yeah, like you said, the community will be the people that will be seeing it the most. So hopefully they'll get a good community member will get the Vitalik, you know. I mean, I got my name written on it, I'm sure, but still, you know, you never
Yeah,
know.
man. All right, guys. Hey,
Yep.
we're gonna wrap it up here. I think we've been going for like 2 hours now. If there's any more questions or anything like that, as always, feel free to tag me in the chat. I'm still always monitoring it 24/7 pretty much. But we'll go ahead and wrap things up here. We're going to be back on AMA on another AMA on Thursday. And I'm going to try to do more of those Twitter spaces like the ones that we did on Sunday. I'm going to try to find more hosts like that because that was really fun. I had an amazing time there. And honestly, there were a lot of people there who didn't know who we were. So I think it's valuable to do those. But I'll announce it if I have anything else scheduled for the remainder of the week. I'll try to find one for the weekend again. That was cool doing it on Sunday. I actually enjoyed it. But with all that being said, guys, we'll wrap it up here. If you miss Doge, that sucks. If you miss Shiba, that also sucks. If you miss Shibadoge, then you suck. All right, guys. I love you all. I'll talk to you all soon. If you need me, tag me. I'm out. Peace.
Love, peace.
Later.